called Harris a ding dong. He called her a ding dong and got in trouble for it. I think that's great. I think that's funny. Let's look at Kamala talking about the weirdos. I'm going to show you this thing, and it is very weird, but that's kind of the point, right? This is the ad from a super PAC for Kamala.
Us MAGA Republicans banned abortion, but that's just the start.
That's just the start.
If Trump gets elected, we want the government involved in all aspects of your sex life.
Way more involved.
Way more involved.
When you have sexual intercourse, it should be illegal to use contraception. No pills, no condoms.
Your genitals are reserved for procreation.
If you freeze 12 eggs, you should be required to have 12 babies, or else you're a serial killer. And I'm definitely not a serial killer.
Are you?
My son monitors my porn usage to make sure I'm not self-pleasuring.
Just like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. That's true, you can look it up.
Don't you think that's normal?
Yeah, I do.
It's normal for your son to do that.
You should have a family member monitor your porn use too.
Because pleasuring yourself is very, very naughty.
I'm voting in November.
I'm voting in November.
We're all voting in November. Are you?
Because what happens in your bedroom is up to me.
Is up to me and my son. Also, mouth stuff is a sin.
Look at all those emojis. Look at them bounce.
Hello human, it is me Canuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
That was the weirdos. That's the direction they're going. And I think it could work. As a weirdo myself, I could have been in that thing. Oh, here, ready? I think I could have been in that TV commercial, you know. I could. I'm not sweaty enough right now, but I think I can. I don't have any pit stains going on right now, but let me water on your. Oh yeah. I probably could. Your genitals belong to me, so I could probably pull it off. As a guy who is sometimes slightly weird, I totally dig what they're going for there. I get what they're going for. They're insulting the incels. I see it. I get it. I know what they're doing. I know what they're going for. They're going after those incels. They're putting a spotlight on the incels. And I think it's a good strategy because J.D. Vance is the incel pick. He really is. He's complaining about the cat ladies. He's complaining about the people who don't get married. He's complaining about the single people. These are all incel talking points. You know, he has become a tradcath, and incels love that shit. They really do. They respect that higher than anything else. I think this is a winning combination. Straight to jail. Yeah, it's true. Straight to jail. If I took my shirt off, this changes from a live stream to an episode of Cops. You'll hear the bad boy song play, what you gonna do? And then the police show up and they're like, sir, have you been drinking tonight? It's a whole thing. If I just take my shirt off, it turns into an episode of Cops. All of a sudden, that's what happens. That's why I don't go outside without a shirt on. The police show up. It's a whole thing. I got tired of it happening. So, anywho.
Pressing the thumbs up button will release chemicals in your human brain that will make you feel.
Yes, they're weird. I think this is a winning strategy. Normies don't care about policy. They don't. They tune out. Once you start describing tax policy and incentives and brackets and negative taxes and percentages and stuff, the normies just zone right out and they don't pay attention no more and they can't see anything and they start playing on their phone. And you're discussing how important it is. If Kamala comes out there and discusses how important it is for a 1% tax on aluminum or steel because we need to be able to compete with the Chinese market, and the Chinese market is important and we need to pay attention to these kinds of things, their phones come out and they don't look at you anymore. They're bored. Exactly. Normies don't want to hear about that. They don't care. What do they care about? Funny memes, funny ads, people being weirdos. The joke about the stuff about Mike Johnson and his son with the porn apps on their phones. The reporting apps. It's not a porn app, it's a reporting app. Did I cover that with you guys before? He and his son You don't have to do it with your son. I could do that with Shinto if I felt like it. You pick a buddy. It's almost like a sponsor at AA. Alcoholics Anonymous. You have a sponsor who kind of takes care of you. And if you have a problem, if you are about to relapse and have a drink, you're supposed to call that sponsor. That sponsor will then come to you and help you out, prevent you from drinking. If you actually do fall off the wagon and start drinking again, you can call them and they'll come take care of you and stuff like that. That's what it's about. It's the same thing for porn on his phone. If Mike Johnson does not want his son to see boobies on the phone, okay? That is his only goal as a parent. Do not let him see a boobas on the phone. And that's real hard because kids are smart and he has a phone and it's connected to the internet and the internet's full of boobs. So how do you take care of this? Well, he installs an app on the kid's phone and on his phone. And if the kid sees a boob, it forwards a censored image to the father so he can see, oh, this is what he clicked on. And then the father, in reciprocity, and even Stevens says, okay, I won't do it either because it's bad for you. It's also bad for me. So if I see anything, it's going to report it to you and you can challenge me on that later. You get around this by having another phone or just using a browser on the computer or 1,000 other ways or disabling the app. I don't know. Kids are sneaky, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know, Shinzo. That's why I'm not picking you for this thing. Not because of the lack of civil liberties on both our parts. It's because I don't want to see what you're into. I don't want to see all those things that you're scrolling past. And it'll be censored and it'll be confusing. There'll be something weird at the top and there'll be a censor bar and then something weird at the bottom that doesn't make any sense. And you're like, what? There's a jar of mayonnaise, a censor bar, and then a slip and slide. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what's happening here. Well, I don't know how all these things come together. It's very strange. Okay, I don't want to see that, and I don't want that would get stuck in my brain as I try and figure out how did that get together. There's a little person, a censored bar, and then ranch dressing, and I'd be like, I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know what's going on. I don't want that puzzle stuck in my brain, you know? So that's the thing about Mike Johnson and his son. So I think the weird angle actually works. I think it does. I think the people who are going to be called weird and incels are going to be unhappy about that. Trump and Vance are getting more and more weird. Weird is the new Democratic talking point being used to describe former President Donald Trump and his newly minted running mate, J.D. Vance. It was first used by Minnesota Governor Tim Walz in the wake of newly surfaced Vance videos in which he calls Democrats childless cat ladies who have no stake in the future of America for some inexplicable reason. Until now, Walz was a low-profile politician who didn't have much national ID. I think I watched him say something really cool the other day. But thanks to Weird, he's gone viral, even joining the list of potential VP picks for Vice President Kamala Harris. Weird attacks on Harris and women, in addition to Vance's remarks about childless women, otherwise known as voters, being very, very weird in ways that which Trump and his surrogates fail miserably at attacking Harris are very, very weird too. Trump's daughter-in-law compared Harris to a trash bag. Several Republican lawmakers and commentators thought it was a good idea to refer to the former prosecutor, attorney general, as a DEI hire, and they mocked her crazy laugh. Men are taking notice, but they can't help themselves. It's not just women who are noticing, but men too. Men on Fox News of all places. Neil Cavuto tussled with Louisiana Senator John Kennedy, and he called Harris a ding-dong. He called her a ding-dong and got in trouble for it. I think that's great. I think that's funny. They griped at him. But they will keep using this weird thing. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work well. I think they're going to be very upset because you can't argue with that. If someone calls you weird, somebody in chat, say, hey, Waldo, you're pretty weird. Right now, type it in the chat. And I'll try and defend myself from it. You can't. I can't do it either. It's impossible. It's not a thing that you can fight with. Hey, Waldo, you are pretty weird. Dude, I am not weird. How could you say that to me? Would a weird guy own a very large statue of Mega Man? No. This is normal. Stop saying that I'm weird. This is normal. This is not weird at all, okay? Large statues of Mega Man are not weird, okay? It is normal, not weird. I have a tinfoil hat. Yes, I have a tinfoil hat, but this is a comedic prop. Okay, this is not weird. Stop calling me weird. It doesn't. You can't defend against it. And if you try to defend against the weird allegation, you just seem weirder. It only makes things worse. So I think it's going to work. I think that if they keep doing it, and I've even titled the stream tonight, Get a Grip Weirdo. I like this idea. I think it's good because vibes win presidencies, not policy. Vibes. Talking about tax structure, like we said a minute ago, bores people to tears. Saying, hey, isn't that guy weird? Works every time. People love it. Spoken like a Rizzler. That you is one of the best, or this you is absolutely one of the best replies you can have on Twitter. And it's just this you, and you put up a funny photo. It's amazing. It's perfect. And that is what Harris is going to do. Biden wouldn't have run that ad with the weirdos and the sweat stains. He would not have done that. He would have said something patriotic. He would have put together an ad that talks about the soul of America and the pride of working hard and coming home to a family, the American dream, America bald eagle flag. That's what he would have put out an ad. Donald Trump is dangerous. For your American flag family, picket fence. Here's a picture of a dog. Like, it would have been that. And then it would have had inspirational 4th of July music playing in the background, maybe a few fireworks. Like, that's what his ad would have been. But Kamala is here to win. She recognizes, I think, or people around her are younger, and they recognize vibes win. Memes win, not policy.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.